Raider, yeah, we run the conversation. Silver and Black Talk got the whole nation waiting. Weekdays live and you know how we go. This the Lunatic Raider show, tap in, we stay mobbing. Update the squad, break the news when it drops. Rumors, headlines, yeah, we covered a lot. 3 p.m. West, 6 p.m. East, we on go. This the Lunatic Raider show, Raider Nation, let's roll. Pull up on the stream, yeah, the nation in the room. Silver and Black on my back like a full moon. Breaking news hit, we don't wait, we react. I'm the voice of the nation, put the truth on the map. From the locker room leaks to the rumors in the wind. If it's Raiders or Legions, then you know it's locked in. Monday through Friday, yeah, we cracking it live. Raider fans worldwide, all tapping in the vibe. Top your cars, Lunatic, got the city on tilt. Al Davis torch lit like a legacy built. Ain't no sugarcoat, we keep it raw, keep it real. Silver helmets, black shields, that's the code, that's the feel. Hit the live stream, nation slide with the quickness. Every rival talk loud till they end up on the hit list. Rumor on the line, yeah, we break it with precision. Vim cut, stats up, every show's a new vision. Letters of yens, the platform the truth fits. We don't do soft takes, we deliver the real hits. From draft to the field, every play, every quote, we the pulse of the nation. Every hater gets smoked. 3 o'clock west, 6 o'clock on the east. When Lunatic Raiders speak, conversation increase. Put respect on the shield, this the nation's heartbeat. Silver and Black on the track with that West Coast heat. Raider Nation stand tall, stay ready, stay bold. Catch us weekdays live, let the story unfold. From Vegas to the globe, let the whole world know you tuned in to the Lunatic Raider show. And we mobbing.
And gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Rise, my nation. Gather around and prepare. Our pride will be restored. Our shadow will fall with wicked damnation. Rise, my nation. Rise! This is your nation. This is our nation. This is the Raider Nation. Can you dig it?
What is up, Raider Nation? Hey, look who's back. Lunatik is back, baby. Shout out to the world's most dangerous chat. Shout out to Raider Nation, man. Hey, your boy is back in the building. I know y'all was like, what the hell happened to Lunatik the last couple of days? I had went out of town last weekend. Took a trip out of town. My mom's 90th birthday. So I went and celebrated that. Came back Monday. And then these last few days, I was tired as hell. They got us working 12-hour shifts at work. So, and Peaches, Raiderette Peaches went out there. This is what your girl Raider, this is what Raider Peaches did for your boy. So she kept telling me, oh, I got an early Christmas present for you. So I'm like, okay. She said, but I gotta drive to California to get it. I said, oh, she about to go get some ding-a-ling. Nah, I'm fucking around. She said she gotta go to California to get it. I said, okay. So I wasn't trying to think about what the present is or whatnot. She slipped up and gave me a little hint of what it was. She got mad at herself because I told her she talked too much. She giving up too much information. So she drives way to California and all in one day. Go get it, come back, and lo and behold, she gets me a dog. She gets me a French bulldog, and I named him Bishop. So I've been trying to train him, potty train him. He's only 4 months old. Man, my little dog, my little rider. But shout out to Raiderette Peaches, man, for the early Christmas present. It was well worth it. My little guy, he little into everything type little cat. I'm gonna bring him up here and show y'all later. But we gonna talk football. We hearing Geno Smith's shoulder is not gonna permit him to play this Sunday versus who? The Philadelphia Eagles. Thus, giving us a visual of Kenny Pickett as the starting QB. I know there's some people that's wondering, well, what about AOC? What about him? We're also going to talk about Fernando Mendoza, quarterback of Indiana, won the Big Ten championship versus Ohio State. Now is in the playoffs. Prototypical quarterback, good size, strong arm, very intellectual when it comes to not just the mental fortitude of playing the quarterback position. Who is expected to be the number one overall pick to either us. Right now, the Giants are in first place. Like we win in the lottery. First place of being the selectors of the first player of the 2026 NFL draft, which they have their quarterback already, but they could auction off the number one overall pick to a team who needs a quarterback. So that's one thing we have to look at. A lot of people say we should go out there and tank games, but to be honest with you, that's why I said everything we get is what we deserve. We're not good enough to win games. That's all it is. So I'm not worried about them tanking. Let's just say that they're organically tanking. Like they're so bad that they're gonna lose. Now Philadelphia, lost 3 straight games, has not really showed us the prowess of being a defending Super Bowl champ. But then again, who knows when they decide to hit that switch? Is it against us or not? Will we get a win this weekend on the road in Philly? Most likely you're gonna get Jack Frost nipping at the nose. We gonna see. But we're gonna talk about all that, man. But first, man, shout out to the world's most dangerous chat, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having the patience on waiting on your boy to come back. I'm back though. So like I said, man, there's gonna be times during the week. I got, let's see, Next week is my birthday, so I'm putting together a fight party for that one with the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight next Friday. So I'm lining that up with me and my partners. So yeah, a lot of things going on. Christmas after that, gotta cook the gumbo. New Year's after that, you know what I mean? Gotta do the fried chicken, the black eyed peas, the greens with the smoked turkey necks, and the cornbread muffins. You know what I mean? We do it in this house, man. But shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Let me see. SA Big Dog in the building, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Thank you for pulling up, man. I appreciate it. Eagle Terrier 207 in the building, for real, for real. We got Raider. Let me see who else we got on. Raider Paul in the building, man, and he's dropping that thing on you.
My time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Speaking of Raider at Peaches, she's in the building support, man. So shout out to her. Yes, my guy P Steve in the building, man. Yes, we is on. We is on, bro. Hey, hurry up, get your ass to Vegas too, bro. I got a lot of shit on the plate. You feel me? We got some shit to handle, bro, and we'll talk about that shit. Shit on our birthday. That's my dog in the chat. My guy P Steve. That's my dog, man. We got the same birthday, so we gonna bring it in like we supposed to bring it in this year, man. For real, for real. Who else we got? 93 Nav, man, in the building, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Let me scroll down here. I got to catch up with y'all again. Damn, y'all leaving me behind. Hey, say that shit. I told motherfuckers about Bo Nick. Man, I'm a duck, bro. I watch every fucking duck game that comes on. I knew about Bo Nick. Oh, he doesn't impress me. But he's good enough to win. Are we good enough to win? Nope. How many quarterbacks we tried that with? Multiple. And we got multiple choice, and we picked all the A, B, C, D, and maybe E, and got them all wrong. You feel me? M2CB in the building, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well with you. Thank you for pulling up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're gonna get into it, man. For real, for real. Alec M in the building, man. Salute my dog. Hope all is well with you, and you already know.
My time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna bust it down, man. We're gonna bust it down like a strip club. You feel me? So look, we're gonna get into it. We know we need a quarterback. We need a franchise quarterback. You look at all the quarterbacks that look like they're gonna probably end up in the playoffs. Jacksonville drafted a quarterback. They look like they in the mix. Denver drafted a quarterback. They in the mix. Even Philadelphia drafted their. See the common denominator. Philadelphia drafted their quarterback. They gonna be in the mix. Buffalo, is Buffalo gonna be in the mix? I don't know what the Buffalo record is, man. Also, who else is in the mix that we're surprised of? Shit, I'm drawing a blank. Is the Rams, what the Rams doing? Oh, same with the Niners. Niners get into the playoffs. They drafted their quarterback. Might maybe be in the 7th round, but they drafted. We need to draft our franchise quarterback. I like Mendoza. I like him a lot. I got a breakdown of him as far as what he brings to the table as a potential number 1 overall pick, which could land in our lap. If we lose out, we will have the number 1 overall pick. Number 1 overall pick. Now, a lot of people look at Mendoza and be like, he's corny, or is he sincere? He's a little loose cannon. You know what I mean? He has a few screws loose. But you gotta be like that to be a Raider quarterback, bro. You gotta be kind of off. You know what I mean? I look for those kind of quarterbacks. That's how our old school players were. They were off, but they loved the game. And Mendoza's one of them dudes. He may be corny. Who cares if he's corny? Can he play fucking football? That's the question. Fuck if he's corny and his jokes don't make you laugh, but does that motherfucker slang the football and get touchdowns and win games? That's all. Is he tough? Does he have the intestinal fortitude to get out there on that field and give his team a chance to win the game? That's all we care about. I don't give a fuck if he's sitting there in the locker room butt-ass naked, snapping everybody in the ass with the towel, talking about knock-knock jokes and shit. Don't care about that. Can you win the game? When the game's on the line, can we put it on your back for you to carry us to get a victory? That's all that should matter. This dude is built for this shit. 6'5", 225 pounds, 22 years old. The kid got a strong ass arm, very intelligent when it comes to the position, and been through hell. He took a hell of a hit last game he was out there and came back and put the team on his back. That's what we've been lacking. We ain't had nobody to really like stare the opposition in the eyes and tell them, knock knock. You know what I mean? So we gonna get into it, man. I got a good breakdown for this kid, man. I like him. If we do get the top pick, or if we're even privy to draft him, even if it's not number 1 overall, maybe at number 2. Hopefully, the Giants, if they do get number 1, they don't trade out of number 1. They're not gonna get a quarterback. They have theirs. So without further delay, man, we're gonna get into it, man. This is the breakdown of Fernando Mendoza, the possible number 1 overall pick for our Las Vegas Raiders. Let's get it.
Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana Hoosiers QB, is a top-tier prospect for the 2026 NFL Draft. Known for his ideal size, 6'5", strong arm, quick release, and high football IQ, excelling in pre-snap reads and decision-making, leading many scouts and mock drafts to project him as a potential first-round pick and even the number 1 overall selection after a dominant 2025 season. He's praised for his accuracy, timing, and ability to navigate pressure, fitting well in West Coast offenses, and is seen as a future franchise quarterback by many NFL teams. Key attributes and strengths. Physicals, 6'5", 225 pounds with a prototypical QB build. Arm talent, strong, accurate arm capable of NFL-level throws, quick release. Football IQ, excellent pre-snap processor, reads defenses well, identifies coverages, excels in timing-based throws. Pocket presence, stays calm under pressure, delivers accurately, shows competitive fire. Performance, high completion percentages, excellent TD to INT ratio, led Indiana to the Big Ten championship. Areas for development, blitz recognition, can struggle to identify and diagnose blitzes pre-snap. Draft projections, top prospect, consistently ranked as a top QB and overall prospect for 2026. Mock drafts, frequently mocked as a potential number 1 overall pick with teams like the Raiders and Jets linked to him. Overall, Mendoza is a polished, intelligent quarterback with the tools to succeed in the NFL, and his impressive 2025 season has solidified his status as a potential cornerstone QB for a franchise.
And there you have it, man. I like this kid. If we have, shout out to Alec M, man. But from what I'm hearing, Dante Moore will be returning back to the University of Oregon next season. This is what I'm hearing. His family is telling the Ducks that he's looking to come back. So that I say with him at least 1 more year, because Dante Moore knows even if he does come out this year, they still have Mendoza marked as number 1 overall at the quarterback position, especially with them beating Oregon this year. But Dante Moore's still young. This is only his first year starting at the University of Oregon. So he still has another opportunity next year to come back. So I'm hearing him. I'm also hearing Lenore Sellers might be returning back to college as well. So you got to remember, these NIL deals can keep these kids in college. You know what I mean? That's one good thing about NIL deals, that they don't have to rush to the NFL to see millions when they can get that already in college. So you don't have that cats coming out way too early. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to Mendoza, and then who knows if Dante Moore does come out, that is an option. That might be an option. That will be an option, because he's another one of those guys that you would love playing the quarterback position and being your franchise guy. Shout out to everybody pulling up, man. Misguided Angel, salute to you. Appreciate you for pulling up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Navy vet in the building. Salute. Yes, indeed. We in the house. James Farpo, you already know what it is, bruh. You already know.
I'm out of time. There you go. There you go.
But the main thing at hand is the fact that we need to address the quarterback position. We've been tap dancing and sidestepping these past few years. I know in the 5th round this past year, we went out there and got Cam Miller Um, developmental. That's all you can say. What does he develop into? Could be something great. Could be. Or maybe just a backup. You know what I mean? But you have him here, though. He can play a role, whether it's practice squad, scout team, or whatnot. You know what I mean? Another thing you can possibly think of, and it's not too far-fetched because we've seen New England do it, and it worked out perfectly for him. Draft 2 quarterbacks. Draft 2. You remember New England went out there and got Drake May and Milton. And then Milton, they see Drake May as their guy. They trade Milton to Dallas and got draft pick. You feel me? So there's always another avenue to do this, especially if you got a project. But if he's too much of a specimen to pass up because of his physical attributes, height, weight, speed type of guy, arm strength, accuracy. Maybe he needs to work on his accuracy. Maybe he needs to work on his pocket presence. But if he gives you something that's God-given that you can't just find anywhere, you take a chance on a guy like that and see what you can do with him. The other question is, what is the coaching staff going to look like next year? We pretty much know Spytek, and I'm glad Spytek ain't leaving, like I said. Let these young guys, the guys we drafted, everybody want to shit it all. We must not did that good in the draft since only Gentry is no. Spytek has a game plan. He's doing it the same way that Tampa Bay did it. They're developing their players. A lot of people say, "Oh, see, you should have let Carlos Rogers play." But maybe him sitting the first few games was a learning experience for him that helped him develop into what he's showing promise of. You know what I mean? Maybe that did work. We don't know. Maybe he was already ready. But I doubt it for the fact he's never played pro ball. But once he got in there at this time, I don't think he gave up one pressure last week. You know what I mean? So we're looking promising on the offensive line with guys that we drafted. Charles Grant, that's the next man in line to see exactly where he is and what he can do. Now, since you got those guys, do you skip the offensive line in the draft? No, you don't. But I'm seeing with $107 million under the salary cap that the Raiders get out there in free agency and plug some of them points with some veterans. You know what I mean? Because once you get your offensive line right, I think everything else will fall in place. Geno Smith, what happens to him? Do we let him go and eat that $18 million? Possibility. Do you bring him back? Another possibility. I don't know. Pete Carroll, that's another question that needs to be asked and addressed as well. Does Pete Carroll come back, or do we let him walk? If we let him walk, who's next in line to succeed him? We don't know. Robert Saleh, probably of the Niners. That seems like a possibility since he was a guy that we offered the defensive coordinator job to and making him the highest paid defensive coordinator with a potential of becoming head coach after Pete Carroll hangs it up. But if Pete Carroll is forced to hang it up, does he automatically become the number one contender for the head coaching job of the Raiders? Especially knowing that we have opportunity of going into the draft and getting our franchise quarterback. That's going to be real appealing. Can you imagine if Pete Carroll, if we do separate ways from Pete Carroll and we have the number one overall pick? That's very, very intriguing to candidates who want to be head coaches to be able to get their franchise guy. I think the main thing that kind of deterred people from us was the fact that there's our quarterback situation. Horrible. Quarterback situation is horrible. But now we have a chance of fixing that. And not only do you get the first pick of the first round, second, third, fourth, are all high picks all the way through the draft. You know what I mean? So we have opportunity to fix this roster, get some offensive linemen, get a defensive edge that can match Max Crosby's intensity to give that defensive line to be a threat to offenses that we face. Linebackers, since we're probably going to let the whole linebacking core walk, except for maybe Elandon Roberts, who I think has another year on his deal. We're seeing what Porter is. There's possibilities of going out there in free agency and bringing in a Reek Woolen corner. You know what I mean? A match Porter, 2 6'4" dudes that would sub 4.3 40s. That's intriguing. Jeremy Chin will be back on with his 2-year deal. Paulo Mal got an extension, so he's coming back. So you get Robert. Can you imagine Robert Saleh with these guys on defense, and you're able to draft a defensive end and get a D tackle, whether free agency or the draft, to come in here and help Max Crosby, give Max Crosby a supporting cast and watch them get down. That's all you got to do is just give them an opportunity. Let me see who else we got up in the building. The Sellers and Ty Simpson. They fall to round. It would be something. I mean, yeah, I would think if somebody falls, like you said, that's exactly a good ass. Because don't forget, we got 2 4th round picks. Don't forget, we got a 2nd, 4th round pick from Jacksonville from getting, and I think that Jacksonville 4th round pick came from the Jets. Let me see. And a 6th rounder that we got for Jacoby Myers. What was the draft or what was the trade package between Jacksonville and the Raiders for Jacoby Myers? So yeah, we got the 4th and 6th, but I think that 4th was originally the Jets pick, which means the Jets are piss poor as well. That 4th round pick is going to be high with ours, so we should have 2 high 4th round picks if I'm correct. Let me see. Was the 4th round pick that Jacksonville gave Raiders for Jacoby Myers, was it formerly owned by the Jets? Yes. Hold on. Was it? Oh, one of the draft picks. What is it? One of the draft picks in the Jacoby Myers, the 6th. Oh, was it only the 6th? So I think that's what it was. So we got a 4th and a 6th for Jacoby Myers. I think the 6th pick was originally the Jets, which the Jets, that's still 2 6th round picks of our own. We have our own 6, and we have the Jets' original 6, which means those are going to be 2 high draft picks because both teams, one with 2 wins, one with 3. So we do have a later round type opportunity to draft another quarterback that you might, you know what I mean? You never know. You never know. You know what I mean? So, but we do have other positions that's more important to address as well. Who can we? What we gonna do on wide receiver? Besh looks good at wide receiver. Does he develop into being? Is he a number 1? I don't know. What can Thornton be? I don't know. Who you need to keep your eye on, and I've been saying this since camp. Shedrick Jackson, Bo Jackson's nephew, is the one I said keep your eye on because he was very impressive in preseason and in camp. When I went to the couple of camp games that they had, he stood out. He stood out. You see that touchdown pass? Oh, Kenny Pickett, that was a hell of a pass he threw too. He threaded the needle perfectly, and Shedrick made his route and got that shit in the end zone. So let's see if Jackson gets a little bit more opportunities to see what he really can do. You know, because Kenny Pickett looked like he's going to start this Sunday. So that's going to be interesting to see his development and how far along can he come. Because like I said, I'm surprised he didn't get an opportunity earlier. But I think that we were already set on Thornton, Besh, Jacoby Myers, and Trey Tucker. There was no room for Jackson. Sorry, Mr. Jackson. But there was really no room for him. Now that things are starting to settle down, Jacoby Myers gone. Now you bring up Shedrick Jackson, that now he has an opportunity. And I seeing him play, he doesn't shy away from the opportunity either. You know what I mean? So he's going to show up and show out. Let me see what we got in here. Rolling Subtraction, AQ in the building. Salute. Oh, there's viewers on stream. Oh, that's a bot. God dang it, son of a bitch. I have to do what I gotta do, bruh. Motherfucker, I'm thinking we got new people pulling up, man. Last game of Simpson turned him from top 10 pick to second. Yeah, that's why. You know what? You know what we should do today, just for shits and giggles. 324. I'm not gonna do too much longer, but you know what I'm gonna do is this. Hold on. This is what we gonna do today. We just gonna fuck around. I'm going to RAIDERVISION.com. For those that don't know, I've created a website that provides you one-stop shop for everything Raiders. From you can purchase your air tickets, hotel stay, and game tickets. If you want to travel with the team, you can get the latest in Raiders drip from multiple stores that provide you with Raider gear, as well as introducing you to a lot, not all, but a lot of Raider content creators, super fans, and current events going on that's surrounding the Raiders. RaiderVision.com. Vision spelled VIZION.com. Your one-stop shop for everything Raiders, man. Your boy Lunatik got y'all, man. And matter of fact, they got a link for you doing mock drafts. If you're into doing mock drafts to see what the Raiders' potential could be and what these drafts have us ranked and see us drafting, go ahead and go to RaiderVision.com, man. Share it with your best friend, your next door neighbor, and even your side chick if she's a Raider fan. If not, kick her out the bed before your wife get home. Let's go. This message has been brought to you by the Infidelity Corporation of America. All right, so let's go to RaiderVision.com. Matter of fact, let's bring this shit up right now, man. I gotta bring we'll bring the second screen up real quick. Yada. Bam. 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 All right, we're going to RaiderVision.com right now, man. Let's get this shit cracking. Excuse me, why? RaiderVision.com. As you see, left on the schedule, we got Philadelphia, Texans, Giants, and Kansas City. Now, here's a little thing that they were saying. If the last game of the season comes down for Kansas City to win and get into the playoffs as a wild card, and we're playing them, and we can either win to knock Kansas City out or lose to get the number 1 overall draft pick, what would you do? All right, let's go to the mock drafts, man. If you see in the upper navigation bar up at the top, all the way to your right, you have mock draft simulators. Let's go here. Bam. Here we go. We're going to do should we do PFF? Oh, man, you blocking me and shit. I gotta set that link. That's what's probably the problem. Or was it Pro Football Network? We're gonna do Pro Football Network. We're gonna do a mock draft. I forgot to tell y'all. Surprise, surprise. So we're gonna go ahead and pick our team. We got the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll do 7 rounds. We'll keep it normal. Shit, let's get this shit cracking, man. I'm just curious on seeing what the simulators, because they try to do it where the simulators are something like it can happen, is realistic. But you know what I mean, with the odds and how things switch depending on people trading out, people trading up, you know what I mean, people drafting somebody that you didn't think like they reached, like we usually do. But we're gonna do a mock draft, man. So let's get this shit cracking. All right, so I'm gonna shrink myself down to a midget. I don't think they like being called midgets. I think they like being called little people. They start out the gate. New York Jets is okay. Now we're seeing Jets is offering the Raiders the 7th overall pick for we got the 2nd pick. But the thing is here, I've been hearing that the Jets are really high on Mendoza. So if Fernando Mendoza is there at 2, which most likely it is if the Giants don't trade out. Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. Oh, I can't even. Yeah, because with the number 1 overall pick, the Giants selected linebacker. And this is what the Jets is offering. Pick number 7. So they're giving us their look. Think about this trade right here, y'all. Look at what the Jets are offering us. They're offering us the number 7 pick, the 18th pick, as well as the 38th. So within the first 2 rounds, the Raiders are looking at having 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. That can help us a lot. I'm pretty sure a quarterback will be there at 7 as well, but do you risk it, or do you really have your eyes set on Mendoza, where it's like it's Mendoza or bust at number 2 overall? What y'all think in the chat? Before I even make this choice, man, I need y'all help. What do y'all think? If this was to happen in real life and the Jets offer you 3 picks within the first 2 rounds just to move from 7 to 2, to move up 5 spots. 5 spots is what they're trying to move up to, and they want to give you their 2 first-round picks as well as their second. What do you do? That gives us 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, and they're high, and they're all high draft picks. All high. Because our own is number 2, and theirs is 6 or 7. 7. What do you do? Boy, that's a question to ask yourself. So go first. Okay. So we talk. I just want to see where our minds is at, because there's a lot of shit we need. I'm gonna tell you this: you can get a first-round quarterback and a number 1 wide receiver, or the best, or one of the best defensive ends in the game, with the 18th pick. That's the thing, you know what I mean? But I'm not doing no trades this one. I'm just curious because I'm hearing rumors that the Jets probably would be the team to move up to get Mendoza because they're really high on him. Well, if you're high on him, we want all your weed and coke. we want it all. We want, matter of fact, this is how greedy we are. We want next year's first round pick as well. If this is my opinion, if I was to make this move, I want your first round pick next year. How much do you really want Mendoza? Because the question comes to that. We played on this basketball court and we brought the ball. So if you, the Jets, really want Mendoza and you're high on him and you're willing to give me your first 2 first round picks and your second round pick, that means you're willing to throw in a 2027 first round pick as well. Now we're playing with house money. If we was to go that route. Now, if Dante Moore comes out in this draft, if Lenore Sellers decide to come out in this draft, this is something that you would have to go ahead and entertain. If Dante Moore came out this year and Mendoza and the Jets are really high on Mendoza, you're going to have to unask that shoe, as they would say in the pen. let me stop. Let me see. It's tempting, especially if we could squeeze blood from a rock. Hey, if we can get another first round pick out of them, if they really want them that bad, then they'll do it. They'll do to get your franchise quarterback. You should be willing to do anything. And like I said, if Dante Moore does come out in this draft, or even who else did they mention? I forgot the other dude's name. Or Ohio State dude, right? The quarterback. If they, I don't know what is he ranked? I don't even know if the quarterbacks are ranked. Okay, so just keep this in mind. I'm not making any trades. I'm just curious. Let's see who else is offering something. Cleveland wants to give us their 4th pick, their 27th pick, and their 40th pick, and their 2020. Look at what Cleveland's offering us. They're offering us exactly what I said we should ask for. They're giving us their first 2 first round picks, second round pick, and next year's number 1 or first round pick. And they're just moving from 4 to 2. Dude, are they going quarterback after drafting both Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel? Do you what team does that? The Browns. The Browns. Look at this shit. This shit is crazy. This is exactly what I was saying that the Jets should do. But the Jets were a little bit more appealing for the fact that instead of getting a Cleveland 27, the Jets had 18. That's bruh. But Cleveland's also throwing in next year's first round pick. Oh, and okay, here's another thing. This is also with Cleveland. If Cleveland is offering us this to move this high, it got to be Fernando Mendoza. So you know what I would say in return? Throw in Shedeur Sanders as well. We'll make this trade, but you got to throw in Shedeur Sanders with this as well. Just that's a freebie. I want the draft picks. But if Shedeur is going to pan out to be somebody, why not him be a Raider and see if he can? And that's just a throw-in. It ain't costing us nothing to get him. and we're giving up the 33rd. Come on, bro. That's our second round pick right there. And they giving us 2 firsts, their second, which is at 40, and then their next year first. This is very interesting. Now, I'm not gonna do this trade. I just want to look. That's the only 2. So let me ask you, chat, before I go further. Not that I'm making the trade. Who had the best offer for our pick? Let's see. Who had the best offer? The Jets are offering number 7 first rounder, 18 first rounder, and 38 second rounder for our number 2 overall pick. They want to give us all that for just 1 pick. And then you look at Cleveland. They want us to throw in the 33rd as well, but they want to give us the number 4. What do you think you can get? If Dante Moore's in this draft, number 4 overall, Dante will be there, I think. Because after the Giants, Tennessee will not go quarterback because they took Cam Ward. That's at 3. Who's at 4? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, Tennessee would not take Dante Moore if we traded back with Cleveland. I say if Dante Moore came out, we do this trade right here. But I'm not doing none of them. I'm gonna reject them. Now, I'm rejecting. Mendoza's on the board, so automatic. We're getting our franchise quarterback. Done deal. But I just want to see what kind of shit could possibly happen in the draft this next year, 2026. That's gonna be interesting, bro. I'm just curious on what the now coming up in the second round. Let's see what the offensive linemen look like. Because if we're going to get a franchise quarterback, I think we should go young left tackle. Nope. Tampa Bay wants to trade. They want to move 50 to hell no. I'm not doing that shit. Okay. Do it now. The best available player, and they say that this is the best thing, and I say best available of need. We need a defensive tackle. Christian Wilkins did not pan out for us of what he intended to do. Now you have opportunity at Caden McDonald from Ohio State, which this will help Max Crosby. The Browns offer us their 4th pick, their 27th, and their 40th, as well as next year's first round pick. For our 2nd overall in the first round and our 33rd in the second round. That's what the Browns offered. I said if they're gonna offer us that and they look like they're going quarterback, they want Mendoza, you gotta throw in Shedeur Sanders as well. Which will be a throw-in, which Shedeur wouldn't cost us anything. Just throw him in, because you're going to have to clear room. If you're going Mendoza, you got to clear room, because you're not going to get rid of Dylan Gabriel. He was a higher pick, and he was a higher pick than Shedeur. So just throw him in there. Then we'll fall to 4. At 4, Tennessee's at 3, so Tennessee already drafted their quarterback last year in Cam Ward. So that means at number 4, where we would swap with Cleveland, if Dante Moore did come out in this draft, he would be there. But even if it ain't Dante, the second best quarterback in this draft will be available, and we would have Cleveland's pick next year, the first round pick, so we can address the next thing in line. Because Cleveland is just horrible. If they're going quarterback again, bro, that just tells you what kind of organization they are. They're inept. They're premature ejaculators. You drafted 2 quarterbacks, and if you're moving up to get a quarterback, that's telling me those are 2 draft picks you wasted as an organization at a position that you should at least hit 1. But you playing the games with Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel. I don't know what your hope is with him, which I still think he's a good quarterback. Dylan Gabriel got to be in like a Denver Bronco, because he's that kind of quarterback. He has to be in a Denver Bronco type offense, like Bo Nix, because that's exactly the kind of offensive players these 2 guys are. Bo Nix and damn, I'm drawing blanks, boy. I need to keep moving. Okay, hold on. So the best overall available right now. Look at what positions they are. Interior defensive lineman. interior defensive lineman. So what I'm going to do is we need a defensive tackle. We need to get Max Crosby some help. Plain and simple. So what we going to do? We going to draft McDonald out of Ohio State. Let's go. Let's go. So we're going to do this shit the right way. Best available of need. Like if the best available is a tight end, I'm not going to go tight end 3 years in a row. That's lunacy. I understand best available, but you got to put of need because we don't need a tight end unless he's generational like we did with Brock Bowers. So that's not going to happen. All right, now we third round. Here we go. Tampa Bay want to give us their 83rd and 120 for 67. Not going to happen. And Baltimore 78, not going to happen. Like I said, I'm not doing any trades. Okay, here's another defensive tackle. Does Adam Butler stick around with us or do we move on from him? Shout out to the chat, man. Let's go get some chicken nuggets. Lineman and QB. No, we're going to go lineman. Another running back. We're going to let that happen, though. I agree, though. I agree. I would go running back, but there's going to be running backs in this draft that complementary running backs. We're not looking for a workhorse. We're looking for complementing and relieving Genty. You know what I mean? That can provide us the same thing in the passing game as well, I believe. So, should we go, the edge from Oregon. We need to get, and see, that's the best available is DT and edge. We already did DT. Let's go edge. We're gonna go Uiagalelei, Oregon edge rusher. Watch the game. They don't play until they play James Madison on the 20th for the first. They're hosting the playoff game against James Madison. Go watch this kid play. It seems like he's always around the ball, and he has the same motor as a Max Crosby. He's constantly at it. So to get him. I already took a defensive tackle. Let's get this defense cracking. If we can have a defense that makes sure a team can't score over 14, that gives us an opportunity until Mendoza develops into being our starting quarterback, if not winning it outright in his rookie season, which I doubt that's going to happen. So what I would do is go edge. So I'm going to go edge. Now we got Max Crosby. Now we're giving Max Crosby help. A DT from Ohio State, the defensive end from Oregon. Now we're cooking with butter. No, now we're cooking with grease. Let's go. Next in line, I like Carlos Rogers on our offensive line at guard. So that's a position. See, the reason why I'm not really too stressed on the offensive line, it looks like Carlos Rogers is going to be the real deal. Guard. So I would put him at left guard. JPJ comes back. You know what? Fuck that. Put JPJ back at center. Put Carlos Rogers at right guard. We got DJ Glaze at right tackle. Left guard is the only thing we're pretty much going to have to worry about. Colt Miller will be back to at least hold it down until we can find his replacement of the future, which we got next year's draft to do that as well. Colt Miller got an extension. He's here. Left guard, what do? Maybe you go in free agency and you spend some good money on a good guard, left guard. Now your offensive line looks like you're solid. You know what I mean? Next in line, and speaking of guard, offensive guard from Oregon is available. Best overall, best available. But I'm not going to go that route because like I said, with Carlos Rogers and maybe going in free agency and paying, maybe you get a high quality guard in free agency. And now your line is set. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is we're going to need linebacker because why? I think our linebacker core is going to be real thin after this year because a lot of them is going to walk. I think a Landon Roberts is the one you could probably bank on. But see, it's all going to come down to whoever comes in. If we do get a new head coach, does the defensive coordinator change from Patrick Graham to who? If Saleh comes in, what is he going to want? An aggressive defense. Linebacker especially. He's going to want that. So you know what? I'm going to go linebacker. Let me make sure. 6'4", 240-pound linebacker. Jake Golday is one of the more notable risers in the 2025 season, and he could continue to rise up the board as more and more get affiliated with his tape. 6'4", 240 pounds. Goldie has the explosiveness. You know what? We're gonna solidify this defense. We're really gonna make Max Crosby shine. What we're doing to the defensive front is what Max Crosby needs to get. If you want to see him get 20 sacks in the season, this is how we're gonna do it. So with that being said, we're gonna go linebacker. We got to shore this defense up, bro, because we got to stop the run, defensive tackle and linebacker, and we got an edge now. We're developing a future because we know Max Crosby ain't going to be here forever. He's going to get long in the tooth, even though he wants to be here, but it'd be nice to put these young guys under his wing. Like, we're going to send that edge and that linebacker and that D tackle. I want you to be with Max Crosby. I want you to soak in how he practices and how he prepares for games, and I want that same intensity as he gives for you guys for the future of this defense of the Raiders. We need to get back to being nasty. We need to start knocking motherfuckers upside their head in games to make them know, fuck, we got to play these guys again. So we got to face the fucking Chargers and the Broncos and the Chiefs. We can shut shit down if we get the defense that created to do that. So I like the route I'm going with this draft. All right, now it's back on us again. Okay, y'all said running back, BYU running back. Now we're talking, we're in the 4th round. We got 2 4th-round picks. So let's do this. We're going to go LJ Martin. And this dude right here, if I remember right, 6'2", 220. Nice physical back. Go watch this guy, and I've been saying this dude's name. What was the last time I did a mock draft? Go watch this dude's tape at BYU. And I think he ran a 4.3. Hold on. If I remember right, he ran a 4.3 540 at 6'2", 220. Let me see something real quick. I think if I remember right, LJ Martin. What is running back LJ Martin's 40 time from BYU? .44. He ran a 4.40 at 6'2", 220. That's perfect lightning and thunder. You put him with Genty, you got a bowling ball at 6'2", 220 with 4.4 speed, and you put him with Genty, who's like, what, 5'9", 208, 209, some shit like that. That's what we need. So I'm going running back. He's the best available. Bam. Now we're addressing the offense. We about to knock fools in their head with this team. We gonna knock the maxi pad off these fools. No, I'm not trading. I don't care how good it looks. Now this is our 2nd 4th-round pick. Best available offensive tackle from Oregon. Now that's why. Here's one thing. The thing that Dante Moore has that makes him shine this year is the offensive line. There's another center on Oregon's team, just like JPJ, who is a candidate for the award. I forgot the name of the award for centers. But he's another guy he's a candidate to win that this year as well. So offensive tackle, offensive guard. Is he, let's see, 6'6", 327. I want bullies with fullies on his O-line. So best available. We do need offensive linemen. What if DJ Glaze? I don't know if dude plays both left and right tackle, but Cole Miller's getting older, and we don't know for certain, can DJ Glaze continue to develop and be something of a foundation piece at that right tackle spot. So I'm going to go tackle. We're going to address this shit in the trenches, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to give Genty a running mate. Done deal. Max Crosby got help, linebacker, defensive tackle, and edge. Done deal. Done deal records. Let's go. All right, let me get to the chat, man. Malcolm Kuntz was a big time. Yes, he was. I agree 100%. 100%. Big time disappointment. That's what, and we need to. And Tyree Wilson is another one. For where he got drafted, disappointment. So now that we drafted an edge, we got one more year left. No, because he was a 1st-round pick. Tyree has one more year left. That's guaranteed. With a 5th-year option, I don't know what he becomes. Kuntz, you let Kuntz walk. because he had his opportunity this year, 1 year, $12 million deal. He didn't do anything with it. He is a letdown. We'll see these last few games of what he can be, but we need to take care of Max, bro. He's been so loyal to the silver and black to the point where he's willing to sit here and lose just because of his loyalty. And you got to respect that, and then you got to reward that. And your reward is also what the team needs as well. So we solidify this defensive front to make it hard for teams to run, and give Max Crosby. Can you imagine Max Crosby with a dominant DT and a running mate at the other edge spot? And your linebacker to stop the, you know what I mean? It's like, bruh. All right, so what's next on the agenda? Now, Taylor Green. I'm going to tell you who Taylor Green is of Arkansas. This is where you want to get experimental. We're in the 5th round. Like I said, you possibly could take a second quarterback. Here it is. Taylor Green was the former quarterback of Boise State when Genty led the nation in receiving for all running backs. Who was throwing him the ball? Taylor Green. Taylor Green is another long, fast, mobile quarterback. Let me see. I'll give you his exact measurables. Taylor Green, quarterback, Arkansas. So here's Taylor Green. Taylor Green, measurables. He's 23 years of age. He just turned 23 in October. He's 6'6", 224 pounds, like an exact size and build of Mendoza that we just drafted in the 1st round. 6'6", 224. Here's the thing, though. Let me see what is Taylor Green's 40 time from Arkansas. Taylor Green's 40 time is 4.4440. Speed. Now that's a good guy to bring in on option plays. If you have if you have a head coach that wants to run option, or your RPOs, Taylor Green would be a good guy because at 6'6", 224, and he runs a 4.440, you could do a lot with that. But like I said, he was the one throwing Genty when he when he had over 600 yards receiving in 2023 at Boise State. Taylor Green was the guy throwing him the ball. So what I'll do, let's make sure that in case anything, because Mendoza took a shot. He came back, but what happened if he doesn't? And what if you develop Taylor Green and he becomes better than Mendoza? Or just underneath him, and people want to give you 1st round picks for him. It's a good investment, especially when we got extra picks in the 4th and 6th round. It's something we can address, and he's the best available of content. Because right now, I think AOC will be gone after this year. Kenny Pickett, I might want to keep. Just because he's already here. Geno Smith, if you move on from him, you're going to have, and Cam Miller might be gone too. Taylor Green comes in, you know what I mean? That's just size, weight, and speed is ridiculous for his size. So I'm going to go quarterback. Best available, bam. That's going to be a nice guy to you could develop him. I wouldn't do, practice squad, I wouldn't do. Make him the emergency quarterback. But our veteran will probably start, and you put Mendoza as a backup to learn behind Kenny Pickett. That's what I would do. If Kenny Pickett shows promise in these last games of the season, if he starts them all. I don't want to trade, reject. All right, next up, like I said, we have two 5th round picks. I did Taylor Green. So since we have multiple picks, now this is where we get down with the get down. We did a defensive tackle, but we might want to go, we need depth now. Start at 5. 6'2", 199, safety, out of Texas, Jelani McDonald. Defensive tackle of Arkansas. Damn, we might revamp that defensive line at the D tackle spot. But I like Lalulu. I like him. I don't know what's going to happen with Adam Butler. I would like Anna Butler to come back. I don't think they'll get rid of him, or maybe he could get traded in the draft. I don't know. Adam Butler's here. I might as well keep him. This is a 5th round pick, multiple. 6'5", 326. This is a big dude, DT. I really don't have too much on him. Best available though. I'm gonna take them. So we got 2 DTs, linebacker, defensive end. On defense, we got 2 quarterbacks, running back, and an offensive lineman. No, I'm not doing any trades, man. Oh, now here's our 6th pick. Don't forget we have 2 6th-round picks. See, this is our meat potatoes so far in this draft, as far as filling out your depth and possibly getting a diamond in the rough. Because of the multiple 5s, the multiple 4s, 5s, and 6s is what we have. I think we got 2 in each round. So in 3 rounds, we got 6 picks. Next in line, now we could probably, the safety didn't go anywhere. So let's add the safety from Texas and McDonald. 6'2", 199 safety. We need depth there. Because we're thin at safety. Who the fuck we got left? I know we grabbed somebody. That was the corner off of Arizona's practice squad, right? Oh, goodness gracious. 355. All right, 6th-round pick. Here we go. Oh, we gonna do this. I like how this one's shaping up to be, for real, for real. Let me see. Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. James Furpo in the building. You already know what it is, man. You know what it is, dog.
Might have time. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go. There you go. All right, so it's back on us. 6th-round pick. First of the 6th-round pick, we got a wide receiver out of Missouri. Let me see. Kevin Coleman Jr., 5'11", 180. Let me see if he's a speed guy. Kevin Coleman Jr. What is wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr. 40 time from Missouri? Kevin Coleman Jr., wide receiver out of Missouri, runs a 4.44 40. That's another speedster. What if Trey Tucker goes down? Thornton is our big speed guy. We'll see if he can develop. But now we're in the 6th round. Why not get a 5'11" guy with 4.4 speed? Another speedster for depth. Damn. Because there's another edge, another safety, tight end we don't need. So I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm going to add another speedster. We need that speed. With Mendoza's arm, we got to get somebody to get separation so he can hit him in stride. He has the arm to do it and the accuracy. So we got to remember, Mendoza was our 1st-round pick. Okay, now we're in the 7th round. Last round. Now this is where we can go ahead and see if we can have a development player. It's hard for a 7th-round pick to make a team. But on a team with a lot of holes and depth issues, it can be addressed. So we're going to see. Shout out to everybody on Instagram, man. I see you, man. Salute. Appreciate you. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel, like and share, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. All right, here's the final. Here's the final draft order. We got Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana. Then we took Caden McDaniel, defensive tackle, Ohio State. Monteo Ulagale, edge, Oregon. We got Jake Goldday, linebacker, Cincinnati. LJ Martin, running back, BYU. Alex Harkey, offensive tackle, Oregon. Taylon Green, quarterback, Arkansas. Cameron Ball, defensive tackle, Arkansas. Jelani McDaniel, safety, Texas. And then we got Kevin Coleman Jr., wide receiver, Missouri. Bam. We'll see how, and these are players we're going to keep names on. You know what? I'm about to screenshot this shit. Screenshot, done deal. All right. And we're going to start, when the season's over, we're going to start looking at prospects. Especially the ones that we done got in these mock drafts. But all in all, Mendoza with Taylon Green as a like I want to do the route in New England because it worked for New England. It worked. Be honest with you, it worked for the Washington Redskins in the day too. Because when RG3 went down with injury, they had Cousins in the same draft. New England did it this past, but not this year, but the year before. They got Drake May was their first pick, and then the second one was damn, why I'm forgetting dude's name. And they traded him to Dallas, so they ended up getting a draft pick for him anyway. But this is, to me, I like this draft right here just to see what's available, just for shits and giggles, to see exactly what the draft could unfold for us. But this is solid right here. This is solid. We addressed the trenches, like I say, with the apparent development of Caleb Johnson at guard on the offensive line, and with JPJ and Colton Miller comes back, you just have to address the left guard position. I feel if you put JPJ back at center, put Caleb at right guard, and then left guard, go on free agency and spend some of that money on a high quality good guard, maybe even a Pro Bowl potential, or just honorable mention. But somebody solid next to Colton Miller. Then we got a tackle as well from Oregon in this draft too. So I like this shit. Oh, don't forget about Bishop. What about Bishop? I told him about Bishop. Oh, I'll show you my guys, my dog, y'all. Hold on real quick before I get up out of here. Let me show y'all my dog, my new dog. Peaches got me Bishop. Hopefully you don't shit and piss on me. Bishop. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Bishop. Say hi to the people. Say hi to him. He's sniffing the mic. He's like, ooh, your breath stink. This is my boy Bishop, man. Shout out to Peaches. Got me an early come here, boy. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Say, what's up, y'all? Say Raiders. That's Bishop. Let me put his little puckered butt back in his little cage. So that's the new addition to the family. But with that being said, man, you guys. Oh, let me get one more Raiders before we get up out of here, man. You already know what it is, man. Let's go.
I'm out of time. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's my guy Bishop, man. French bulldog. Good dude. Good dude. He's calm and collective, but he got a little rambunctious. But shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up once again. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, share, hit that notification bell too, man, if you want to be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. So we got the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday, man. Tomorrow is Friday. I'll do a show tomorrow. Maybe I might do a Fuck Your Team Friday. I ain't did one in a minute. But yeah, we back rocking and rolling, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Y'all the world's most dangerous chat, man. And with that being said, man, I'm Lunatic Raider. And I'll be here tomorrow sometime, maybe. Maybe. Just hit that notification bell and it'll tell you. So with that being said, I'm Lunatic Raider. And like I always say about, man, where my shit at? Hold on real quick, y'all. Okay, there we go. And like I always say about this time, can you smell it? What the tick is cooking? Nah, I'm Lunatic Raider, and about this. Bitch. Ha ha.